How's it going? This is David Potts with Song Notes and a little warm-up exercise for you today where I'm going to talk about open chords in the key of D and like faking open chords. And what I mean by that is in the key of D, we usually have, the D major chord. And if we were to go up the sort of scale and pull out all the chords that are in that family, right? We would have D, we would have E minor, okay? We'd have F sharp minor, a bar chord here, right? And we'd have a G and an A. Okay, those are open chords, which is good. But then you have this B minor chord, okay? Tricky one. So you have this B minor and the F sharp minor. So those are bar chords, are trickier to play. Now, what this lesson is going to show you is how you can make all those chords open, right? And I'm going to be cheating a little bit here in the sense that basically we're only going to be playing our notes with our left hand on the thinnest 3 strings, right? We're not going to ever play the 5th or 6th string. And we're always going to leave this 4th string open. So in a sense, it kind of makes these chords open, even though basically, the sound's going to be a little bit muddled in a certain sense, but it's also going to sound exotic and different. And what I mean by that is this, right? You can go from a D major, and you can play this variant of an E minor, okay? It's basically a D minor shape, a D minor open chord, but just moved up 2 frets, and that's basically turning it into an E minor, right? We're going to play that 4th string, though, again, to make it open, right? It's going to be our droning D bass note. And the F sharp minor is just going to be this same shape, 2 frets even further, right? So right there, we have a little combination of chords we can do, right? All right? And you can only play the thinnest 3 strings if you want to remove that droningness. Okay, that's a nice little combo again, and it's a lot more just fun and satisfying and different sounding to play. Were you to do D to an E minor, to an F sharp minor, to an E minor, to a D, even though tonally that's the same thing, right? So what we have in that second version I just played is the same chords as before, but we're just going up the fretboard, so it has this nice ascending and descending sound. Let's look at what else we can do. We also can basically do this shape for a G, right? It's basically the D major triangle, but instead of being on the 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd fret, we're going to be up on the 7th, 8th, and 7th fret. Okay, I'm adding that D bass note there. And then for the A, all we're doing is same shape, 2 frets even higher. So that's the 9th, 10th fret, 10th fret, 9th fret, right? So 7, 8, 7, 9, 10, 9, right? So if I was to go, say, D to G to A to G, that would sound like this. I'll do it one more time. Okay, if I was to use regular chords, it would sound good but different. Let's do the triads. One more time. Okay, so that's another little combo you can do. And then you can kind of combine that with what we already know, right? All right, so we're getting a little bit more bags in our tricks in our, getting a little bit more cool stuff to put in our bag of tricks here, right? Let's look at a few more shapes we can do. Okay, so one is we can basically, I'm going to show you 2 other places you can play the D chord. One place is here on the 5th and 7th fret, so we're going to be doing 7, 7, 5th on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string, right? So if we add the open 4th string to that, we get this D. Okay, and this is basically a simplified version of this bar chord. Okay, we're only playing the thinnest 3 strings, so it's 7, 7, 5. So from here, a cool one to do is you practice going from the, the D to the G to the A to the G and then back to the D. Okay, so. All right, so that's one little thing you could do. You also could go down from the G to the F sharp minor to the E minor to the D, right? That would be. right? So another little thing you can do. What else? What are some other shapes? Well, a couple. One is we have this shape up here for a third D position, a D major chord. What this is basically it's like an E major shape or an F. If you imagine an F bar chord up here on the 10th fret, that's a D major bar chord. We're just taking the thinnest 3 strings, so 11th, 10th, 10th. Now I'm barring the thinnest 2 strings with my index finger here, but this is a D, okay? So I can go from the D to the A to the G to the A and back to the D. So and you'll notice there, what I just did is I kept my index finger barring the thinnest 3 strings. It's barring the 10th fret, and then the 9th fret, and then the 7th fret, and back to the 9th fret. And all I'm doing is changing which string my index finger is pushing down on. So this is making the D shape by the index finger pushing down on the 3rd string, right? But then this one, the index finger moves to the 2nd string. So I get that shape for the A, and this shape for the G, right? Before I go back to the D. So basically, 3 shapes now we have for the D major chord. Down here, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Up here, 7th, 7th, 5th. And then up here, 11th, 10th, 10th. Okay? So it's good to like have those as sort of home bases. And then what we can do is just sort of use the building blocks I already showed you and sort of riff in between those Ds. Usually, whatever key you're in, that's usually where you want to end up or where you want to sort of start from. You know, typically, it's like the sturdy foundation points. Let me show you a few more things here before we really just have some fun and jam around here. Basically, if you take this shape, the D major shape, you can basically use the same shape on the 3rd and 4th fret, right? So 4th, 3rd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 3rd. This is a G, and then right here, 6th, 5th, 5th. This is an A, okay? And these are coming from the G major bar chord and the A major bar chord. We're just taking the thinnest 3 notes of that. So basically now we have new Gs and new As we can play. This is a G, this is a G, right? Just like this is an A. Okay, so that's another cool thing. You also can do a G up here on the 12th, 12th, 10th fret. It's the same shape as this D we did, right? So we have 3 Gs and 3 As now, or 3 Ds and 3 Gs. Okay. Another thing you can do actually here is play an E minor chord up here if you bar the 12th fret. And you could bar the 14th fret on the thinnest 3 strings to make an F sharp minor. So now we have another E minor and another F sharp minor, right? So we can go from D to E minor to F sharp minor, just like we can down here. It's cool having these little like similar combos, right? You have that combo down here, you have that combo down here. I already showed you this D to G to A, right? You can also do that up here like I showed you. Oops, but you get the idea. So there's all kinds of fun that can be had with this. So I recommend you just go to my website, get the notes and tabs for this, the printout, and then just when you pick up your guitar, once you learn a few of these shapes, you can just kind of play around. You don't even need to use a pick. You can do some finger picking. Okay, right, all kind of fun you can have. So that'll be it for today. Hope you like this lesson. Hope it's something you learned. Hope you learned something. I'm getting my words backwards. It's kind of late down here in the garage. So, all right, so I'm going to end this one here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do hope you learned something, and I hope that this is something you can just use to have fun when you pick up your guitar and want something to play. So Let me know how this worked for you in the comments. And remember, check out the website, playsongnotes.com. Thank you all who support me through the comments and emails and through giving me tips through my tip jar and also on my Patreon page. It's very much appreciated, and I really hope these lessons continue to be helpful going forward. So thank you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.